Okay, here it is. My reaction as an Alabama fan after the loss to Tennessee. Congratulations to Tennessee. They played one hell of a ball game. Hendon Hooker played one hell of a ball game. Um, 21 of 30, 441 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Jalen Hyatt played one hell of a ball game. 6 receptions, 207 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And Josh Heupel, the Tennessee coach, coached one hell of a ball game. And Tennessee came on top, obviously. Uh, light your cigarettes, cigars. Light your cigars, Tennessee fans. It's been a long time. Light your cigars. Light your cigars. Tennessee played great. Tennessee played great, and they are a top five team. They really are a top five team. This hurts me to say so much. I mean, I just don't think you understand how much this hurts me to say. I hate Tennessee. I hate Tennessee. Losing hurts, obviously, but losing hurts 100 times worse when it's to a rival like Tennessee. Um, like it's not the fact that we lost; it's the fact that we lost to Tennessee. Um, yeah, like last year's Texas A&M lost, it was like, ah man, that sucks. That's terrible. It is what it is. We'll get back on track. This is so much worse than last year's Texas A&M loss. Um, yeah, I can't stand losing to Tennessee, LSU, Auburn. Yeah, teams like Tennessee, I never want to lose to them. Never. I figured Bama would drop a game. Realistically, I figured Bama would drop a game. Of course, I'm gonna predict us to go undefeated every season as long as Nick Saban is head coach. But I figured we would drop a game. Most championship teams do. The majority of championship teams do. 2011 dropped a game to LSU, won the championship. 2012 Bama dropped a game to A&M, still won the championship. 2015 dropped a game to Ole Miss, still won the championship. And 2017 Bama dropped a game in the Iron Bowl to Auburn and still won the championship. So I'd figured we'd drop a game. It just sucks it had to come to Tennessee, really, of all teams. I would have much rather we lost to Texas, as much as I hate Texas. I would have much rather we lost to Texas A&M, as much as I just despise Jimbo and absolutely wanted to win that game. I would have much rather we lost to A&M. I would have much rather we lost to Mississippi State next week. Obviously, I don't want to lose to anybody. Obviously, I want to go undefeated. And but that's not always the case now, is it? But losing to Tennessee absolutely sucks. And by the way, I can smell the comments right now. If you're like, oh, stop using I, you aren't on the field, you aren't a coach. Don't use I when referring to Alabama. Shut up. Shut up. You are a buzzkill. Shut up. That's probably the most mad you're gonna see me in this video. Not even about the game. Just shut up. Don't come in here with that. Don't do it. Yeah, it just sucks it had to come to Tennessee. I figured we'd drop a game. The 15-0 streak, it had to end eventually. Sucks to say, but it did. 15 years without a loss. Yeah, don't let this distract you from the fact that Alabama absolutely owns Tennessee. Always has, always will. Even when Tennessee's on top, Alabama still owns Tennessee. Even taking out the Nick Saban era, Alabama owns Tennessee. Don't forget that. But it sadly had to come to an end. I sucks it had to. I love beating Tennessee. I love it. I love it so much. One of my favorite times of the year. Third Saturday in October. But this year it just didn't happen. It sucks. This is the best Tennessee had to win this game. Let's be real. Tennessee had to win this game. This was the best Tennessee team since '98. This is the best Tennessee team since the '90s versus a banged up Alabama team. And that's not me making excuses. Tennessee was extremely banged up too. They're missing a starting safety, and they've been missing their wide receiver one, Cedric Tillman, all year. And he's going to come back and make Tennessee even more scary. So I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying this is a banged up Alabama team. Bryce Young coming in with a shoulder. I think I can never say his name. Aboygie on the defensive line. If you really know ball, I think losing him made so much of a difference. Lost him earlier this year. So I just think, and I think this is the worst Alabama receiving core in a while. This is the most undisciplined team. I'll get to the discipline more on later in the video. So Tennessee had to win this game. And then this is kind of like Georgia in last year. It was the best Georgia team. I mean, people were saying it's the best of all time. The best Georgia team versus a undisciplined, very young Alabama team who they were getting revenge on. It's obviously hard to beat a team twice in a season. Georgia had to win the national championship last year, or they never were going to beat Alabama under Nick Saban. Same with Tennessee. And really, it just sucks from a fan perspective. I'm just thinking of everything that could have gone different. Like 300 things that could have gone different. I mean, the fumbled punt in the first half, which gifted them a free 7 points. What if we recover that well? The reversed interception on the pass interference. We had an interception. Would have I don't want to say won, but would have put us in a great position to win the game. It was reversed on what I think is a BS pass interference call. And they get a free touchdown out of that. Well, I don't want to say free touchdown. They get a touchdown out of that. Okay. The dropped Gibbs catch, if you can remember, I believe it was 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, Alabama, Bryce Young. They're down there. They're in field goal range, according to the broadcast. And there's a blitz. Bryce Young drops back. There's a blitz coming. Bryce Young throws over the middle to Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jahmyr Gibbs drops it. Jahmyr Gibbs had a D tackle on him. Jahmyr Gibbs is extremely fast. If Jahmyr Gibbs makes that catch, he gets another 20, 30 yards. And that becomes a much easier kick. That's all I'll say. And the missed kick, obviously, this is the worst. This is just what's been replaying in my head like a million times. The missed kick. Will Reichard. I'll talk about more of him in a second, but the missed kick. Alabama and kicking, man. I can't take much more of it. Alabama kicking just do not mix, huh? And then at the end of the game, the almost blocked kick. It was a knuckleball. And it just barely made the uprights. But that's history now. I can't change it. There's a million things that could have gone different, but you can't change it. It is what it is now. It just sucks. I just feel sick about it. I just feel sick. It also sucks because Tennessee fans are the absolute worst. I hate Tennessee, and I hate Tennessee fans even more. They are a bottom 3 fan base. Georgia, Tennessee, and Auburn. I think that's fair. Georgia, Tennessee, and Auburn are just the absolute worst. Of course, Alabama fans aren't great either. I'm going to be real with you. Not all members of Alabama Nation are amazing. We have some bad ones. Harvey Updike. But they're absolute trash, and they are annoying. They are terrible when they're mediocre. But when Tennessee's on top, when they're good like this, Tennessee fans are like this black mold. They're like this cancer that just spreads and you can't get rid of. It's terrible. It's just, man, I hate Tennessee. I hate their fans. I hate their colors. I hate their mascot. I can't stand Tennessee. And their fans are just terrible. Terrible. This changes the landscape of college football so much. I told you this would be an impactful week on my prediction videos. By the way, I went terrible. I'm going to talk about that more, my prediction videos for next week. But I did absolutely terrible. Like, oh my, you'll just have to see. Anyways, this changes the landscape of college football so much. The Heisman race has a new favorite. You can tell who that is. And the playoff, if the right things happen, now this is extremely unlikely, but if the right things happen, you could see an all SEC playoff. An all 4 SEC playoff. I'll get more of that in another video. But Alabama with 1 loss, Tennessee with 1 loss, Georgia with 1 loss, and Ole Miss with 1 loss. Think about it. It could happen. You need a lot of luck, to say the least. But yeah, I'll go more in depth about this later on. Okay, let's talk about the actual game. I could make an hour-long video blaming the referees, but I won't. That's what sore losers do. Not to say the refs weren't bad. They absolutely were. One of the worst officiated games I have ever seen in my entire life. A lot of calls against Alabama, and maybe if a call or two goes our way, we win the ball game. But we shouldn't have been in a position to have the game come down to a call or two. I will not put full blame on the refs. I have too much class for that. I won't say we lost it because of referees. Certainly would have helped if the referees weren't god awful. I mean, that's just a fact. But I won't blame the referees. Alabama played bad. They played let up a lot of big plays. If you really want to do something, which I'll get into more of this video, blame penalties and blame defense giving up big plays. If you really want to blame something on a loss this game. But referees were horrible. Horrible. And I could get into a million reasons, but I won't, because this video would be an hour long. I could get into the PIs, just not even knowing what down it is. It's just terrible. Embarrassing. But Alabama just should have played better. Bad refs are something pretty much every team has to deal with. And so, but I will say this. I never, ever want to hear another person say Alabama gets all the calls. Oh, Alabama pays the referees. I never want to hear that again. I do not want to hear Alabama gets all the calls not one more time in my entire life. Is that going to happen? No. I'll probably hear it next week. But that doesn't matter. I don't want to hear it again. Because this game is just proof we don't. And I mean, like I said, I'm not going to blame the refs. It may seem like I'm doing that. I'm not going to blame the refs. We should have played better. Straight up. Bad refs, something every team's got to deal with. We should have played better. The refs were terrible. You got to admit that. They just were. But Alabama should have played better. We should have played through it. I'm not going to blame the refs for a loss. There's a million other reasons why we lost. Another thing I want to get into, we don't deserve Bryce Young. We really don't. This dude is something else. We are never out of a game when we have number 9 under center. Coming back from a shoulder injury and having an amazing performance versus a top 5 team. Throwing it 50 plus times. I mean, Bryce Young got hit too. I don't want to get more into referees. I've talked about that. But I mean, blatant roughing the passers and targetings. I mean, he was getting hit so many times. And he just came back. He came back stronger. And he was absolutely bawling. I mean, absolutely bawling in front of 100,000 screaming Tennessee fans. dude was amazing. Dude's a psychopath. I mean, smiling. And he put us in a position to win. He did everything he possibly could. He did everything he possibly could. I've talked about the drop Gibbs catch, but he put us in field goal range. He put us in Reichard's field goal range, and Reichard missed it, and Gibbs dropped it. I mean, Bryce Young did everything he possibly could, and the team let him down. I feel so bad for Bryce Young. That's my quarterback. I love Bryce Young. We don't deserve him. We don't deserve him. He's amazing. Okay. Will Reichard. It's a shame. I mean, it really is just a shame. He let me down. He let me down big time. He let Bryce down. He let Saban down, and the entirety of Alabama Nation down. I'm still proud of him, though. I'm still proud of him. He gave it his all, and I'm proud of him. Hell, I'm proud of all our guys. I'm proud of all our guys. I'm proud of the players. I'm proud of the coaches. They put their lives into this just for our entertainment. I love them so much. Roll Tide, roll. Just wish he could have made it. It's a shame. Disappointed in him, but you know, it is what it is. He'll come back stronger. Hopefully, he's been having a rough few weeks. I hope he comes back stronger and starts making some. But proud of him. Okay. We have to get more. Alabama has to get more disciplined. We have to get more disciplined. This is the most undisciplined Saban team by far, and it is killing. It is killing us. 17 penalties for 130 yards. No, look, come closer. 17 penalties for 130 yards. That's terrible. In fact, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's a school record. In fact, that is a school record, by the way, for the most penalties in one game. And it would be something if this was a one-off. But the worrying thing is this is a theme. This is a trend. 8 penalties for 59 yards versus A&M. Win a game that came down to the wire. 15 penalties for 100 yards versus Texas in a game that came down to the wire. It has to be fixed. It has to be fixed, or Alabama doesn't. We won't see anything come out of this year. It has to be fixed. It's not something that we can just play through. No. This is costing us games. This will absolutely kill you. You do not win football games like this. It has to be fixed as soon as possible. Okay. If I went into a full depth analysis and full depth into my problems with both coordinators, this video would be 3 hours long. Bill O'Brien is carried by players like Bryce Young, like Jahmyr Gibbs, athletes like Trayshawn Holden, even though I could talk about him, Jermaine Burton, JoJo Earl. He's carried by players like that. I know we put up 49 points. I know we did. It still needed to be better play calling. I mean, it still did. I won't go into full depth. This video would be way too long. YouTube wouldn't even let me post it, I don't think. But it has to get better. I mean, I just don't see what Saban sees in the guy. He just craps the bed sometimes. It's terrible. We need to get better. Don't even get me started on Pete Golding. I have been a Pete Golding hater for years. I've tried to have patience with him. I've seen him improve. I know he's improving. But I'm done. 46 points to LSU in 2019. 48 points to Auburn in 2019. 48 points to Ole Miss in 2020. 46 points to Florida in 2020. 41 points to A&M in 2021. 35 points to Arkansas in 2021. And now a whopping 52 points. 52 points to Tennessee. And I know some of those offenses are great. That LSU offense, one of the greatest of all time. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, Lane Train, offensive guru. Florida offense with Kyle Trask, Kyle Pitts, and Kadarius Toney. I mean, amazing. But you have to get better. I mean, you have to get better, and it's terrible. It's terrible. I need him gone. I need him gone. I can't take games like this where we don't make adjustments and we just let up big plays. I need Pete Golding gone. I cannot take this. I can't. I know I'm speaking like a coach when I'm just some random 16-year-old fan from Mobile, but I can't do it. I need him gone. He's terrible. I can't do it. I don't see what Saban sees in him. Okay, but here, I'm wrapping it up now. My final statements. I'm now going to leave you with a classic speech that has been said for and spread around for years. When you beat Alabama, you tear down goalposts. You jump to number 1 in the polls. You celebrate. You should. The day you beat Alabama is a momentous occasion. It's a storied moment that will go down in the history of your program. But just understand, when Bama beats you, it's just another Saturday. I can't wait to see either Tennessee or Georgia, whichever wins that game in about 3 weeks, and Atlanta for the SEC Championship. Either way, I'm confident my Tide are getting revenge. I bleed crimson till I die, win or lose. Roll Tide, roll. Peace.